Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. Edo 2020 has come, the euphoria is still very much on, and a lot of persons have started blaming Ambode, the former Lagos state governor, before someone came in. Don't forget, it was also on the basis of godfatherism that Ambode left. A lot of Nigerians would have expected that the same, big heart that Obaseki had in deciding his political fate by pitching his tent with PDP and to slug it out with APC despite the godfatherism. Well, the result is out today, and Obaseki has been reinstated regardless of godfatherism. And this goes to show that generally Nigerians are tired of godfatherism. Well, that is actually not the full case right now, as Obaseki, the Olusegun Obasanjo, the former president of Nigeria, have spoken, and he has a lot to say. Well, by the end of this news, you will decide if you totally agree with him or you actually disagree with him. But I, for one, I have my stand on this. But before we go to the newspaper for the analysis, we would like you to subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button. Beside it, you see a bell notification icon. Please go ahead, click on it to get notified as soon as we update our channel on YouTube. Well, the former president Olusegun Obasanjo has declared that Nigeria as a nation has a long way to go as far as good leadership is concerned. Obasanjo, who stated that only Nigerians themselves can fix the challenges confronting this country, equally said the country has failed to attain the position it ought to occupy presently. The former president spoke at the weekend shortly after he was conferred with the Leadership Award by the Treasure House of God Church Abeokuta as part of the activities marking the 60th birthday retirement of said man of church Seyi Sinfoye. Sinfoye, former Accountant General in Ogun State and the Senior Special Assistant to the former Minister of Finance Kemi Adeosun, bowed out of service in August after 35 years of service. But Obasanjo, speaking during the Thanksgiving service organized for Sinfoye held at THG, said every Nigerian has a role to play in moving the country forward. He pointed out that Nigerians who had the opportunities to attain leadership positions not to shrink in their responsibilities in ensuring the country is put on the right footings. Obasanjo said, if we are talking about leadership in Nigeria, there is still a lot to continue to do for the country. And for those of us who have enjoyed the privilege of the position we have attained, we must not shrink in our responsibility of the duty that still lies ahead. You and I, and everybody who is here now, know that Nigeria is not where it should be. And who will put Nigeria where it should be? Not people from America, not people from Europe, not people from Asia. It's you and me here in Nigeria. And if we fail to do what we should do, if we fail to say what we should say, when we should do it and when we should say it, we will be liable. We will be liable here. We will be liable hereafter. My prayer is that the responsibility that God has given us or given to us by keeping us alive, we will live up to it. He, however, commended the celebrator for contributing meritoriously to the services of Ogun State and Nigeria, charging him to continue dedicating himself to duties that will move the society forward. Wow, Nigerians, you can hear, probably is it because of old age that usually make these guys to begin to, talk, with so much great wisdom. But we are not looking at his past. His past is gone. I, for one, I believe that the past cannot be corrected, but we actually go to the past to learn from history so it doesn't repeat itself. You learn why that failed and why you shouldn't do it, or the better ways you shouldn't do what you did last time that made you fail. So that way to give a better picture, better perspective of where you're going to. Now, he said something that touched me. And on that basis, I totally agree with him. Much as the EU, much as the United Nations, much as the United Kingdom, much as the European Parliament can help just a little bit of a visa ban. Because don't forget, we're still a sovereign state. And there's some things we can decide to let go. In the days of Ign0re, there were a lot of bans against the country. But hey, the young man was not moved, man. He was still doing what he wanted to do. He was still good. He didn't care about the ban. The economy of his country suffered, but he didn't care until eventually he died. Now, bans have their weight, has their effects generally, but it's good to know that it's not generally the economy of Nigeria that's suffering this, but the politicians, the political gladiators that are being put under surveillance and, of course, given visa ban. But that is just infinitesimal. That's very minute to what Nigerians in Nigeria can achieve, or Nigerians even in diaspora, by speaking up where they ought to, using the social media where they need to. But it's actually on all Nigerians, if we still want this country to move forward, it's actually on all Nigerians to speak when we ought to speak, talk when we ought to talk, and it's good to note that the likes of Olusegun Obasanjo is beginning to speak up. When we hear it's like what happened in Edo election will forever, play a lot of key roles in when it comes to election decision in Nigeria. A lot of Nigerians had given up hope, saying no matter what we do, really, does it really matter? Are we coming out to vote? Does our vote really count? And for that reason, it kept on thriving. God, for that reason, kept on moving on. They could just come, do some rigging. In fact, it became so bold that Adams Oshiomhole will open up boldly and tell whoever cares to listen that, look, the better rigger takes the day, which means whether you vote or not, whoever we sanction and endorse will win the day. But Edo proved this narrative so wrong. I could still remember that the likes of the Democrat, quote unquote, Tinubu, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, came out and told Edo people not, in fact, was so specific, don't vote for Obaseki, vote for Ign0re. His reasons that when they were building the democracy and to build up the line and ladder of democracy, where was Obaseki when this was done? If you're going to go by that, then those who fought the war or those who won independence should also not allow others who are in future to participate or enjoy the benefit of democracy simply because somebody paid the price the previous time. What about the Lord Jesus Christ who paid the price with his blood? For that reason, those who were born should not enjoy that benefit. No, and I guess those are one of the things that infuriated their delight, and they said, look, for that reason, you don't come to tell us who to vote for, okay? You just sell your candidate. If you like him, we vote for him. But telling us that we shouldn't vote for this person, and that is like handing over, that's where that Ign0re Lagos, it's really amazing though, because that same Ign0re Lagos was being chanted as even some sort of a campaign mechanism in Edo, and you see what that and spoke up in Edo. That actually got them infuriated. Now that's the same thing that we're looking at here, where Obasanjo is saying, look, talk if you must, do not keep quiet, because the more you keep quiet, things will begin to, the Nigeria you're looking forward to, the Nigeria you're dreaming about, the Nigeria you're envisaging, the Nigeria you would love to be associated with, the Nigeria you want to be identified with, you won't get there. Simply because the things you don't want to, that's what you get to see. Because, the leadership position, the corrupt nature of our leadership style is so terrible that, sometimes you keep hearing things like, if you talk, they capture you. If you don't talk, they still capture you. So, let's talk anyway. That's because it has gotten to the level where freedom of speech is accepted or freedom of speech is not guaranteed. And these are the things, for a while Obasanjo has been talking, but he has been a bit subtle. But now he's getting very open. He's very opinionated now. He's beginning to speak up what is in his mind. And, and people are beginning to take a cue from it as well. Before now is a case of opposition. Anything that comes in, they'll say it is opposition. When Nigerians cry, it's opposition. Things are getting really tough in opposition. The last one that almost brought the camels back was when they said Nigerians should begin to queue up by FIRS and submit their account details and fill a form. Which was even not online. They should go to your nearest bank and begin to fill that form. There was an uproar, of which, of course, quickly the federal government social media handle had to debunk it and say, please, it's not for Nigerians, because already Nigerians have gotten it up to their neck level. And all these things, and Obasanjo is not saying, if you ask me, he's not saying anything bad. He said, look, foreigners will come fix our country for us. Shouting, EU, take note. Yes, it's good, they should take note. But the truth is, in all totality, it's still Nigerians that will fix Nigeria as a country. It's up to us, really, to make it either to work or not to work. Edo has set a pace for Nigerians to look into. Despite the intimidation, they refuse. In fact, they followed their vote, which means it can still be done. This corrupt leadership, we can still tackle it. this issue of Nigeria not moving forward, something can still be done. But the question now is, who is going to lead the charge? That's why we're going to wrap it up. What's your take on what Olusegun Obasanjo, the former president of Nigeria, is saying? He's saying Nigerians repair or damage, it depends on all of us in Nigeria as Nigerians. Though the foreigners can do a little, but everything is upon us as a nation to make it happen. Do you agree with him, or do you think it's just mere talk because talk is cheap? Let's meet in our comment section. Let's interact. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Stay tuned for more updates.